Alright guys, now we will discuss about TOEFL review exercise skill 23 to 27 ya. Jadi latihan TOEFL skill nomor 23 sampai 27 ini mencakup skill 23 yang sebelumnya guys. Skill 23 itu ada anticipate the topics, right? Mengantisipasi topik. Yang skill 24 itu ada anticipate the questions. Untuk yang part C ya, untuk yang long talks. Terus ada 25 determine the topic, 26 itu sebelumnya draw conclusions about who, what, when, and where, gambarkan kesimpulan tentang siapa, apa, kapan, dan di mana. Terus yang pembahasan kita sebelumnya yang terakhir listen for answers in order, skill 27 ya, dengarkan jawaban yang berurutan gitu. Sekarang kita tesnya ya. Jadi ini mencakup semuanya 23 sampai 27. Ini untuk yang part C di listening long man, right? Sebelum kita ngerjain soal, guys, kita baca dulu nih petunjuknya ya. Before the recording begins, sebelum audionya bunyi, maksudnya rekamannya bunyi, dimulai gitu maksudnya. You should read over the answers. Kamu harusnya membaca jawaban untuk pertanyaan 1 through 12. Baca jawabannya ya, baca jawabannya dari nomor 1 sampai 12 and do the following, dan lakukanlah beberapa hal di bawah ini ya, maksudnya. Nomor 1 adalah anticipate the topics you will hear. Antisipasi topik yang akan kamu dengar. Lalu antisipasi pertanyaannya. Loh, caranya gimana, Sir? Ya caranya gini guys, kita baca-baca nih. Kita baca-baca, oh ada di nomor 1A itu ada tulisannya library. Nomor 2B itu ada tulisannya students. Nomor 3C, yang C atau yang 3A gitu, ada tulisannya kampus ya. Ada tulisan, terus ada lagi saya nemu tulisan university, ada tulisan professor, ada tulisan assignments, tugas, ya kan? Profesor, tugas, terus apa lagi? Ada lagi exam, right? Ujian. Ya, berarti ini topiknya bakalan apa, guys? Topiknya bakalan kehidupan kampus. Pokoknya berhubungan dengan kampus. Terus caranya tahu pertanyaan-pertanyaannya gimana, Sir? Kan kita cuma dikasih di lembarnya, cuma dikasih jawaban-jawabannya. Ya, caranya adalah dengan umpamanya tulisannya gini, A, B, C, D. In the library, in the campus, in the hospital, in the police station. Kira-kira pertanyaannya apa? Di mana kan? Ya, di mana bla 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 kan? Yang penting itu dulu, nggak apa-apa. Oh, ini bakalan nanya nih di mana, berarti nanti pas audionya bunyi, kalau dia ngomongin masalah tempat, kantor polisi kah, rumah sakit kah, aku harus fokus gitu guys. Jadi kita udah siap, otak kita udah siap sebelum dia ngomong gitu. Alright, maksudnya begitu guys. Lalu ketika kamu mendengarkan, while you are listening to the talks, ketika kamu mendengarkan pembicaraannya yang di part C itu long talks, bukan percakapan ya, pembicaraan panjang. Jadi kayak guru atau profesor yang lagi ngajar gitu, ngomong panjang. You should do the following. Kamu harus melakukan hal-hal berikut ini ya. Nomor satunya, listen for the topic in the first sentence. Dengarkan topik pertama dengarkan topiknya di kalimat pertama. Alright, biasanya gini guys. Dia ngomongnya pertama gini. Welcome to Biology 101. Selamat datang di Biologi 101. Nah, kira-kira dia ngomongin apa? Biologi ya. Welcome to Indonesia. Today we're going to Bali. Ya kan? Selamat datang di Indonesia. Hari ini kita akan pergi ke Bali. Oh, dia mau ngomongin apa? Indonesia atau Bali gitu ya. Dari kata pertamanya aja udah kita bisa nebak gitu loh. Dia mau ngomongin apa. Oke, yang kedua adalah draw conclusions about the situation. Who, what, when, and where. Gambarkan kesimpulan tentang situasi siapa, apa, kapan, dan di mana ya. Harus fokus nama-nama orang ya, atau statusnya ya kan. Siapa sih dia? Profesor atau dokter. Profesinya biasanya kalau masalah orang itu. What itu biasanya apa yang akan mereka lakukan, what to do. Kalau when itu kapan terjadinya percakapan itu, ketika sekolah kah, ketika liburan kah, ketika malam hari, siang hari, gitu kayak guys ya. Where-nya di mananya, nah, kan welcome to Indonesia, pasti di Indonesia where-nya ya kan gitu. Terus yang ketiga, listen for the answers in order. Dengarkan jawabannya secara berurutan. Maksudnya guys, yang nomor 3 ini, jadi gampangnya kalau di TOEFL itu dia ngomongnya itu berurutan. Pokoknya kita ngerjain soal 1 sampai 5. Nggak mungkin dia ngomong untuk jawaban nomor 5 dulu, nggak mungkin. Dia pasti ngomong tentang jawaban nomor 1 dulu. Nomor 1 udah keluar, udah diomongin sama dia, baru nomor 2, baru nomor 3, nomor 4, nomor 5. Jadi kalau kalian punya strategi untuk baca sambil jawab, denger sambil jawab, it's okay, malah bagus. Saya juga kadang-kadang begitu ya. Ya saya fleksibel aja because saya sudah coba semuanya. Yang denger fokus 5 soal, saya dengerin fokus sambil merem, terus sambil baca gitu ya. Terserah kalian cocoknya kayak gimana. Pokoknya itu nggak ada yang bagus, nggak ada yang jelek ya, cocok-cocokan aja. Alright, cuma kebanyakan orang itu lebih gampang untuk sambil ngikutin alurnya. Jadi sambil ngeliatin pilihan jawaban sambil denger gitu biasanya. Oke, tanpa berlama-lama guys, langsung aja ke exercise-nya ya. Totalnya 12 guys. Silakan tulis angka di buku kalian 1 sampai 12. Jawabannya apa, Sir? Jawabannya tinggal A, B, C, D aja ya. A, B, C, D aja. Kalau udah siap saya setelin ya audionya ya. Ready? 3, 2, 1 and go.
TOEFL Review Exercise, Skills 23 through 27. In this exercise, you will use all of the information that you learned in Skills 23 through 27. Talk 1. Questions 1 through 4. Listen to a talk by a librarian.
Hello and welcome to the library. I'm Ms. Martin, the assistant librarian, and this is the library orientation tour for new graduate students in the business department. If you are not a newly admitted graduate student or your major is not business, then you are in the wrong place. Now let's get started. I'm sure you understand that as graduate students, you'll be required to do a tremendous amount of research. Here at the library, we try to make this process as easy as possible for you. The library is open for extensive hours, from 7 a.m. until midnight 7 days a week, so that you'll have access to library research facilities almost any time that you want. During final exam week, the library is open 24 hours a day, and there are library staff members available to help you whenever the library is open. During this tour, we will be concentrating on 2 areas of the library. The first area is the computerized search facilities, which are located on the 2nd floor of the library. On the computer systems located in this area, you can conduct computer searches for books as well as articles in magazines, newspapers, and journals. On the floor above the computer area are reference materials devoted specifically to business. In this area, you can find references for books and periodicals related to business and annual reports on major corporations. Now that we have completed this little introduction, we're ready to start the tour. Please follow me.
Number 1. Who is Ms. Martin talking to? Number 2. What are the library's hours during final exam week? Number 3. What 2 areas will the tour concentrate on? Number 4. What are the students probably going to do next? Talk 2. Questions 5 through 8. Listen to a talk in a lecture series.
This is the 4th lecture in a series of personal health care lectures presented by Student Health Services. I'm Dr. Hall, a dermatologist, and tonight I will be speaking about the effects of stress on the skin. The relationship between skin problems and stress is rather complicated. Skin problems often accompany stress, but it is not the stress itself that directly causes the skin problems. Instead, it is the side effects of stress, such as the use of alcohol, tobacco, and caffeine, that are often to blame. Alcohol consumed in large quantities can cause problems with the skin by increasing the flow of blood to the skin. This makes the skin feel warmer and can really worsen the itching that accompanies conditions such as hives or rosacea. Nicotine and caffeine, on the other hand, cause problems by reducing the supply of blood to the skin. This, in turn, keeps the skin from being properly nourished. The best defense for your skin in times of stress is therefore to take the best possible care of yourself. If, when you are in periods of heavy stress, you consume large quantities of alcohol or coffee, or if you smoke heavily, it is your skin that will show the results. Thank you very much for your attention, and I hope that you will return next week for the next lecture in the series.
Number 5. Who is the speaker? Number 6. What is the topic of the talk? Number 7. Which of the following can worsen itching? Number 8. How does caffeine irritate the skin? Talk 3. Questions 9 through 12. Listen to a lecture given by a professor.
In today's class, we will be discussing the 19th century crash of the gold market. When the U.S. gold market crashed on September 24, 1869, the day became known as Black Friday. What set the stage for the crash was the excessive amount of paper currency issued by the government to finance the Civil War. At the end of the war, speculators in New York tried to capitalize on the inflated price of gold in relation to paper currency by cornering the gold market. Their effort to corner the market was based on what turned out to be false assurances from the president's brother-in-law that the United States government would not sell off any of its gold reserves. When the U.S. Treasury announced $4 million in gold sales, the bottom fell out of the gold market and the price of gold crashed.
Number 9. When was the day known as Black Friday? Number 10. What happened on the day known as Black Friday? Number 11. Who supplied the gold speculators with false information? Number 12. What did the gold speculators want the U.S. government to do?
Alright guys, gimana? Susah apa enggak? Oke, langsung aja kita bahas ya. Ini tadi suara pertama, ya, pembicaraan pertama itu mencakup pertanyaan nomor 1 sampai 4 ya. Question 1 to 4. Naratornya bilang gini, listen to a talk by a librarian. Dengarkan omongan dari seorang pustakawan ya. Hello and welcome to the library. Selamat datang di Perpus. I'm Miss Martin. Saya Miss Martin, the assistant librarian, seorang asisten pustakawan. And this is the library orientation tour. Ini adalah tur orientasi Perpus for new graduate students untuk mahasiswa pasca sarjana. Kan graduate student berarti udah selesai ya dia, udah lulus ya, maksudnya mahasiswa yang udah lulus pasca sarjana itu aja ya. Pasca sarjana yang baru ya, tur orientasi Perpus untuk new graduate students, mahasiswa pasca sarjana yang baru in the business department, di departemen bisnis. If you're not a newly admitted graduate student, ya jika kamu bukanlah mahasiswa pasca sarjana yang baru diterima, or your major is not business, atau jurusanmu itu bukan bisnis, then you are in the wrong place. Kamu itu ada di tempat yang salah. Now let's get started. Ayo kita mulai. I'm sure you understand that. Saya yakin kalian mengerti ya, karena ngomongnya ke orang banyak berarti